Are Filipinos facing a new immigration crisis in Europe? In 2025, several European countries have tightened their immigration policies, leading to the deportation of many Filipino immigrants. From stricter visa regulations to tougher residency requirements, thousands are at risk of being sent back home. In this video, we'll uncover the 7 European countries enforcing these changes, the reasons behind the crackdown, and what this means for Filipinos living and working abroad. Stay tuned to find out which nations are making these moves and how it could impact the Filipino community in Europe. Let's dive in. Greece has become one of the strictest countries in Europe for deportations, especially for Filipinos whose asylum applications have been rejected. Many who came looking for better opportunities now face tough border rules and risk being forced to leave. The Greek government is increasing deportations, saying security and economic issues are the main reasons. Greece is also pushing the EU to create a new list of safe countries, which would speed up deportations. This could put even longtime Filipino residents at risk if the Philippines is considered a safe country. Although fewer migrants are arriving than in 2015 and 2016, Greece has made its immigration policies even stricter. Sweden was once known for welcoming immigrants, but in recent years, it has tightened its immigration policies. The government is now setting up deportation centers outside the EU to remove migrants more quickly. This change directly affects Filipinos without legal documents or those whose asylum requests have been denied, as they can now be deported much faster. Many human rights groups have criticized Sweden's approach, saying it leaves little room for appeals. The country is working with the EU and making agreements with other nations to accept deported migrants, aiming to reduce the number of undocumented people. Officials say these actions are necessary for security and economic reasons, but many Filipinos who have lived in Sweden for years feel abandoned. The rise of right-wing politics has increased support for stricter immigration rules. The government is under pressure to limit the number of foreign workers and overstayers. Deportation raids have become more frequent, and visa policies are being reviewed to prevent long-term stays. For many Filipinos who moved to Sweden for a stable life, these new policies now put them at risk of being forced to leave, even if they have families and established lives in the country. The United Kingdom has become stricter with its immigration rules, focusing on deporting foreign nationals with criminal records. This has created concern for Filipinos living in the UK, including those who have been there for many years, as even small legal issues could lead to deportation. Authorities argue that these policies are necessary for public safety, but critics say they unfairly target immigrants, especially from developing countries. The crackdown has caused anxiety in the Filipino community, as minor infractions can now lead to removal. Conservative leaders are pushing for laws to speed up the deportation process, claiming that legal delays allow undocumented migrants to stay longer than intended. With new policies in place, the government has more power to detain and deport individuals without long court proceedings. This change has made it more difficult for Filipinos seeking asylum or residency to challenge their cases, leading to a rise in deportations. One controversial move by the UK government is its plan to stop issuing visas to countries that refuse to accept deported nationals. If the Philippines is added to this list, it could seriously affect Filipinos wanting to work or settle in the UK. Italy has taken strong measures to reduce illegal immigration, and Filipinos without proper documentation are among those at risk of deportation. The government has made a controversial deal with Albania, where migrants are transferred for processing before being sent back to their home countries. This strategy helps Italy avoid legal hurdles and speed up removals, leaving many undocumented Filipinos in an uncertain situation. The policy has sparked debates, with critics arguing that it violates human rights, while supporters say it helps ease pressure on Italy's immigration system. To enforce these policies, Italy has strengthened deportation agreements with several countries, including the Philippines, working closely with foreign authorities to make repatriations smoother. This makes it harder for those without legal status to stay in the country. Even Filipinos who have lived and worked in Italy for years could be at risk, as recent changes to the law mean that those with temporary permits may no longer be safe. With immigration becoming a major political issue, authorities are determined to tighten controls despite facing legal challenges. Italy is continuing mass deportations, arguing that they are necessary for national security and economic stability. Immigration authorities are increasing inspections of workplaces and homes to find those without proper documents. Many Filipinos who dreamed of a better life in Italy now face a desperate situation, unsure if they will be forced to leave. France has taken a strong stance on illegal immigration, making deportations faster and more aggressive. The new immigration law gives authorities more power to remove undocumented migrants, including many Filipinos. Strict border policies make it almost impossible for overstayers to avoid detection, and immigration raids are increasing across the country. Filipinos without proper documents in France are at constant risk of being sent back home. To speed up deportations, France has increased cooperation with the Philippines, making repatriation more efficient. This means Filipinos without legal status have fewer chances to appeal before being forced to leave. French officials say these measures help reduce illegal immigration and ease the strain on social services. However, many Filipinos, especially those who have lived in France for years and built families, feel abandoned. Public pressure has played a significant role in pushing the government for tougher actions. Rising concerns about national security and job competition have fueled anti-immigration sentiment among French citizens, forcing politicians to implement stricter policies. As a result, it has become even harder for undocumented migrants to stay. For many Filipinos, the dream of working in France is now overshadowed by the fear of sudden deportation, leaving their futures uncertain. Spain has toughened its deportation policies, making it one of the most difficult countries for undocumented Filipinos. The government has introduced a fast-track deportation system, speeding up the removal process and reducing the time for legal appeals or finding solutions. Filipinos who have overstayed their visas are at a higher risk of sudden deportation as immigration authorities work quickly. There has also been an increase in workplace inspections, with a particular focus on industries like domestic services and agriculture, where many Filipinos work. This has created fear among those relying on these jobs to support their families, as surprise raids have become more common. Employers are also facing stricter penalties for hiring migrants without proper work permits. Germany has significantly ramped up its deportation efforts, becoming one of the strictest countries in Europe when it comes to immigration enforcement. Under its updated migration policy, authorities are targeting undocumented workers, including Filipinos, for removal. The government defends these actions, saying they are necessary to protect jobs and social benefits for legal residents. Many Filipinos who have overstayed their visas or lost legal status are now at risk of being sent back home. To speed up deportations, Germany has strengthened partnerships with third countries that are willing to accept repatriated migrants. These agreements make it easier to remove undocumented individuals with fewer legal obstacles. Filipino migrants caught in this crackdown have limited options, as the government is prioritizing swift removals over long legal proceedings. Even those who have lived in Germany for years are finding it harder to extend their stay or seek asylum. New regulations have made it more difficult for Filipinos to renew their work and residency permits, and stricter visa rules aim to prevent future overstays. Many countries are tightening their immigration rules, leaving Filipinos abroad in a difficult situation. Do you think these strict deportation policies are justified, or are they unfairly targeting migrants? Share your opinion in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts. Where are you watching this from? Let us know in the comments so we can see how far our Filipino community reaches across the world. Your perspective is important, and we appreciate everyone who joins the conversation. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more travel-related content, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest uploads. See you next time. Take care.